still a good game. They made it to endgame. They took height. They did what they know how to do. Again, unfortunate, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, day 2, people are going to go for height, so things are going to look a lot different. Maybe that's now an adjustment to their playstyle. They might need to think, oh, maybe we need to go down, play mid-ground a little bit more, but it's not bad for them. They're still getting points. They're still clutching when it matters.
The result won't show it, but I just cannot believe how quick and decisive this team can like switch strategy on a dime. We saw them on the higher ground, right? Acorn's trio, they crash padded up. They were instantly fighting for it.
Yep.
And I swear, it was within literally like 4 or 5 seconds, the entire trio of Queasies was shooting up and trying to break out Acorn's trio to prevent them from actually securing the hideout. It was literally instant.
So good, and that's what makes Queasy such a great IGL. He has those things on lock, whether it's to try and retake height, whether it's to actually then drop down and try and take a different position.
Yeah.
As long as you're all doing the same thing, that's what's most important. When you get teams that are trying to split, one's going up, two going down, it doesn't work. Queasy's got that team really, really well prepped, understanding it's my call, whether we go up, whether we go down, they're on the same page.
And I kind of talked about it, right? They defended it. They defended against the take from Acorn. Unfortunately, Malibuca's trio just way too aware of what was going up on the high ground. They kind of joined in on the fight and were like, hey, listen, you guys can keep fighting, we'll take the height.
That is crazy. We have a listen in from that last game. Let's see how things were going for Queasy.
Watch our height. This is left tonight now. Wait, take it. Maybe take it.
I want to.
I have it, 100. I have it.
I'm connecting. Yeah, I think.
I went down, but I'm not gonna.
I dropped the chop now. You got time. Chop it now.
Chop. I'm coming back.
I'm dead, I think. You got chopped again? Fine.
I'm good.
Can you come to me? One time, go high.
Okay. I'm up. You guys get
I need
this.
I'm saying, you can save me, no? Nice. Can you save me? I got Calm down. I'm 10 deals, guys. 10 deals.
I have sickness. Go.
Okay. Go. I'm dead.
You good? Can you?
I don't care. I'm 5 times food. I'm checking.
Yeah.
That's true.
Get it. Go up.
Wow.
Crazy stuff there. Hope you guys at home could hear it, because I sure couldn't. This crowd is going crazy. They stand behind Queasy, okay?
Yeah,
they know who they want to champion. They know who they want to win. Man, oh man, but for the trio, right, to be in this kind of situation, I love those adaptations. I'm almost curious, right? Now that they had someone contest them, now I almost wonder, what are they thinking going to this next game, right? What kind of little micro adjustments are we going to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Yeah, in this scenario, I would not want to be Queasy, right? Because he's kind of got to be the guy that decides that for his trio. Hey, listen, do we kind of give up on the whole high ground thing? Obviously, that is our best strategy, but, you know, we're kind of have this comfortable lead to where if we kind of just played mid ground or low ground and make sure that we pick up, you know, a decent placement every single game, we'll still hold on to the lead, or do they just play what they know?
It's these moments where champions are made, right? When things aren't quite going your way, when something happens that you didn't expect, how do you adapt to that? How do you adjust what's been working so well for you to have the courage to say, right, you know what? Let's change up what we're doing. Let's maybe loot in a different area. Let's try and look at other teams for Storm Surge early on, because it looked like they were a little bit lower down than we've seen them in previous games.
Yeah, true.
Maybe we change the way that we play our end games. That courage is what makes champions champions.
That is crazy. You know, yeah, you have that comfortability. How do you say, look, we have to break what we know.
Yeah.
If we want to be champions, maybe that's the answer. Let's go back to these standings, though, and start taking a look at the second page and see kind of where things are going. Wanted to highlight here Mr. Savage showing up here in this final end game, having a good game. We still need work, right? There's still work to be done, but having, you know, starting to kind of pick up steam, starting to pick up momentum with 5 games more to go. I'm excited to see what else they bring.
I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't move at all from 11th, right?
Yeah.
They were in the mix during that end game right there. I think it was Mr. Savage from the trio who took some of the splashes out into the storm early on to make sure that they ended up clutching up. I mean, it's great to see them in the mix. Obviously, you know, making it to the end game pretty often, but 11th place, they seem to be kind of stuck to that position on the leaderboard right now.
Yeah, and I think that just speaks to how high quality these end games are, right? They're very top heavy end games. Lots of our teams that are doing well already are making end games and still doing well. So it's very tough for the teams that are a little bit lower down to sort of break into that upper echelon of placement. But if they keep the consistency going, if Savage can keep clutching up like this, having that IQ that we know he has, just to be able to have that experience, that understanding of the game, to sit back into the storm, try and farm out as many placements as possible, they can try and mount an attack here on the top 10.
I mean, yeah, look at that. Top 5 with 8 eliminations. Insane work from them. Obviously, the clutch kind of coming in, and they just don't move on the leaderboard, man. Yeah, it's just so tough out there.
You know what's crazy, too? Think about this year, right? Mr. Savage comes in, he's like, guys, wiping my hands, I'm not competitive.
Yeah.
And then here we are on a global stage putting on this performance.
I'm interested to see whether this can sort of reignite that sort of love that he has for the game, right? The grind factor that he has, his burning passion.
This performance.
I'm interested
Today, Miss World.
Be an opening, a teammate underneath that's just so much worse off than he currently is. But instead, it's both Kanata and Rapid. He's looking to play spoiler, but he can't get enough damage applied. Mustache still some,
But he's all by himself.
the family sacrifice might have been everything that they needed though. Mustache tarping like a madman, just trying to block.
Pico trying to stay alive. Malabuka and down from above. They get that knock on the Kanata, and you see the Bowberry Fizz coming out. They're getting ready. The inevitability, the drop down from above. It comes in. Kanata gets cleaned up. The Siphon comes into play. Wax is doing damage. Malabuka is causing pain. What?
The NAC region. Again, right there, game number 7, a whole night's of rest, opportunity to go over it. Higgs is down early.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's not the ideal start for them. They've made it to the end game, which they've been doing quite consistently well so far. They're not in a bad position by any means. And I think they just need that one big game. Ideally, sooner the better, right? Because they're a team that does thrive on hype. I know Clix is, you know, one of the biggest streamers, if not the biggest streamer in Fortnite. He lives off of the people watching, and he wants to be in the spotlight. He wants to have that moment to himself. And that could almost catapult them. That could give them that confidence, instill that confidence back in them for the rest of the games. For them, they've just got to try and make something happen in the end game, more so, as you said. Stay as a trio, make something happen, and hopefully feed off of that hype and confidence.
Maybe that's a VR and getting rallied by like the crowd, right? Like having them to push you over the line to kind of start to build that momentum. But I like what you called out, the sooner the better, right? And it's not even just them, it's everyone, right? These little strategies with only 5 games. Guys, it's only 5 games. If we're going to try and pull out some kind of strategy, if we're going to try and swap our drop spot to land on someone else, it has to happen now, right? Like if we're not in this top 10, we got to get ourselves in there.
I mean, the best time to do it would have been last game, but the best time is now, right? This is the time to switch things up. I think this is an important moment for the teams, right? They've had a little feel as to what the lobby's looking like, well, what teams are doing around them, which is so crucial for the Surge meta. So now they can really make those adaptations. It's all well and good looking back at the games from yesterday. This is a completely different day. Everyone's doing different things.
Yeah, and I'll touch on a last couple of few points here from that game specifically, right? We even saw Veno. He was kind of up on the high ground. He was kind of, you know, tutoring with the idea that he could maybe take it from like 8th zone on some kind of build up for it and actually end up like fighting for it or trying to defend it. But hey, listen, they were kind of thinking about it. And then obviously Kanata's trio finding themselves in the mix towards the end game as well.
Guys, you know I love breaking down things between the games, but I'm getting word it is almost that time to kick back into all of the...
Ok les gars, ça va commencer, prochaine
That's
game.
the battle bus, so you know what time it is. Game 8 starts now.
C'est parti les gars.
Having a little bit too
C'est
much
parti,
fun
les
with
gars.
it, but you know there's so much fun to go around. We just couldn't keep it all
Ok,
to
Mr.
ourselves,
Savage,
Jacob.
chat,
So
et
Levin,
réseaux,
why
contest.
don't you give a
C'est ce que je
big
dirais.
hello to everybody here for Game 8?
I had to get involved in the action tackle. I mean, the games
Parce que
have
c'est
been way
nègre, je
too
crois.
good.
Fils.
I couldn't watch for too long. I just wanted to jump in for at least the one game. If
Attends, attends, je sais pas, c'est quoi là?
Bro, we could be here for the rest of the day.
Attends,
We could
attends,
just
attends, je
put
vois.
a day 3
J'ai vu
tomorrow. We
quelque
could just
chose
cap
là.
all those games. But Levin, this fight, one that's been going all
Deuxième contest,
weekend
Fredoxy.
long.
It's been relentless.
Fredoxy qui a un vieux pistolet. Pablo qui a un pont. Tyson qui se met du shield.
incredibly well when they survive off spawn, but the surviving part is the hardest.
And that's the real issue here, Levin, because Tyson, Chicho, Atris is the most split
Ils
that
ont
we've
pas
ever
resté
seen
cacheries.
both of these teams drop, but we know exactly what comes next.
Ils vont
If they're
essayer
not
de faire
quick
le
with these
ils vont
eliminations,
se
if they
spawner
don't
très
clear
très
this
très
out
très.
fast
Ils vont
enough,
se
somebody else is bound to
spawn, et
roll
après
on
ils vont
over.
fight.
That one looked a bit different. We're used to seeing these guys get to scrapping straight away.
Zeno
Both teams getting
Zeno,
some
tu
time to
voulais
loot
qu'on
up.
teste Coyote, je crois.
Veno actually got that first elimination onto Coyote. It looked like Yuma was trying to play aggressive and try to clean it up, but Veno just created so much distance, it made it too much of a risk to continue to try to push it down. But back and forth, these off-spawn battles looking to get chaotic more and more so. Tyson almost piecing one up, but they found his exit. Chicho is in a struggle. He goes down. That's the first one.
Chico qui meurt.
Noxie's dead as well. That's going to be a 2v1 situation with Tyson getting knocked.
Ah mais trop. Oh là là là. Très toxique, il roll game. Le spawn avec un club de tigre.
Damage has already been done. Gino's just not healthy enough to stick around. He can't even attempt to play for that revive onto Pablo.
And this is why these off-spawn battles between these two teams have been happening so quickly. Both teams are aware that once they take a second too long, this trio is going to roll on in and make it a nightmare again. Chino able to get away and maybe his trio still has hope in this game, but not the start. Either team's
1v3 de
And
Tigre,
they're
je
still
crois.
going to have to revisit some other method to re-establish
Il tue
all of
Chico.
that lost surge
Après, il
from
tue
those
Tyson.
full eliminations. But Chino, still, bit of a mastermind play there. He knew the
Ils
fail was
sont
the
venus
perfect
backstab.
moment.
This is it right now. Uncontested yet again, but the biggest difference from that last game to every other game before, there's more and more players looking up. There's more and more teams ready to contest it. But they realize there's only 6 games left throughout the entirety of the day. 5 now with 1 already done. And their chances to overcome that point deficit is going right out the window.
I mean, for watching it on the sidelines, it doesn't look like anything really can get in these guys' way. I think they've showed their ability to still get so many points out of the game, even if it's a game where it doesn't quite go their way. One of them still able to clutch. Can anything stop them today?
And that's the thing, though, is can anything stop them? Not necessarily, but can anything catch up to them? There's nothing scarier, in my mind, than a wounded animal, and that's exactly the position that Peterbot Cold and Ritual have been in after yesterday. But Gabzetta, they picked up exactly what they needed to. Gino's not going to have that opportunity to try and play hero.
Encore un backstab, il y a 3 backstabs.
Maybe in this case, going to be a 4th party overall. They're trying to move in. Braids, visuals, and a Minish. They realize with 105 points, that's not nearly enough, or at least not close to what they thought they'd have. So they're now just going on eliminations, 4 points each. They look at Gabzetta, they look at Way and Scarpa. That's 12 possible points. 1 less team in their path, and a chance to try to at least steal away some of this loot and XP.
Thinking about Gabzetta, Way, and Scarpa having priority control right now, though, on the Queen. Braids and Minish visuals, they see just how distracted Gabzetta, Way, and Scarpa truly are. They are lurking, they are creeping up ever so steadily, perfectly concealing themselves. But this is where patience and trigger discipline really come into effect.
Le sneaky va passer ou pas?
Another team. That's a 5th party. A 5th party's now coming in towards the side. So even though Braids, Minish, and Visuals are trying to lurk and grab some eliminations, surprise attack 1, they could be the ones that's happening to them. Mikado, Tisco, Striker, instead of going for a lurk, they just immediately take the high ground. They said, hey, if you guys want to rotate out of Ranger's Ruin, you're going to get tagged up the entire time.
I still have no idea about a Minish's team just waiting in the wings. When that opportunity opens up, they will be ready to take it. But which team is going to play their hand first? Who will make that first move and knock the domino over?
Just in a little bit of a stare down currently. Gadu, Tisco, Striker. While they had seemed initially so intent on getting involved, the way that they've now just put everything to a pause, surely this has got to work out for visuals.
We've got to start to think so, right? We know in this lobby the thresholds for Surge are so high. Time is such a valuable currency. The more time you spend doing nothing, the less time to have to get Surge later on. Someone has to do something quickly, and I think they're starting to realize that.
Oh, but yeah, I think everybody's realizing things aren't pushing. They're not happening as quick as they should. The third parties don't got their opportunity to lurk for eliminations. So Striker, Kadu, Tisco, they're going to be the first ones rotating on out. But Arc School and Salco, look, instead of going towards the south, typically they were fighting that team. Kadu and his entire trio. This time they're pushing up towards the north. Vortex, Goofy, and Mountain are going to be in their line of sight. School missing a crucial shot. They are in the zone, so every second is just more damage being ticked off. Salco's going to be the first one dropped, though NA West is now in danger.
He was doing so much to carry his team yesterday, but School not going to have that opportunity. Vortex, Goofy, and Mountain defend their current hold, but it's also making you wonder what happens to Queasy now that they've been interrupted.
Yeah, this is gonna again be a real test. Will it be a chink in the armor? Will it be another walk in the park for our OXR HQ team? Things looking like a walk in the park. I mean, we've seen them do this many of the games so far in this competition. And the crowd will chant for Vanya Ruby. They know things are looking good for their M8 boys right now.